Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different, though it's not something I haven't really touched on before. Last year I made a video talking about a friend of mine, Andrew, who made a really good Superman fan film called The Golden Child. Although I didn't make a video about his follow-up to that, which was Kingdom Come, which was really good. I think that got up to about 80,000 views on YouTube. We'll probably crack 100,000 at some point. So if you haven't seen that and you're a fan of Superman, go check it out. Kingdom Come fan film. It's a trailer of what the Kingdom Come story would be like if it was made into a big film. Very cool stuff. But I'm going to talk about a different filmmaker in this video called Darren Scales. I don't know him personally or anything like that, but I felt the need to kind of spread the word a little about him. And it's not like he's completely unknown. In fact, he's very successful at what he does, I think. And but still, I look at the figures and I kind of think, man, a lot more people should be watching this, and a lot more people should be paying attention to some of the amazing stuff that him and his crew are doing over at Backyard Productions, and that is what I'm going to be talking about in this video, and that is Backyard Productions. But first of all, I'm going to give you a little history lesson on my personal experiences and memories of Backyard Productions, because I kind of first saw something by them around 10 years ago, I'd say. I was kind of at the height of my Star Wars fandom at that point. As much as I love the original films and always will, I didn't grow up with them being released. I grew up with the prequels being released. And Attack of the Clones, when that film came out, that was the peak of my fandom. I'd just been 10 feet away from George Lucas a few years before that, and so I was just like crazy with Star Wars fever, and that's when the internet became more readily available to me, and I found out about these fan films. It just seemed incredible to me. Some of the amazing things that these people were making on such a low budget, and kind of just for the love of it, non-profit films based on the Star Wars universe. And without a doubt, one of my favorites was The Empire Strikes Backyard. First of all, it completely grabbed my attention because it was British. It was made in the UK, and being Welsh, there was a character in it that had that had a really kind of pronounced Welsh accent, which I just loved. And but it was really unique to me anyway, because it was really funny. Was it the best visual effects I'd seen in the Star Wars fan film? No, but they were still very impressive, and there were certain things in it that made it feel just like a little bit like these guys knew what they were doing, and a little bit more than maybe others. It wasn't just a case of cockpit, green screen, forest, lightsaber duel, credits, and I loved it, and it inspired me as a filmmaker. Not that I really did anything with that, because not long after that I kind of abandoned filmmaking for a while. But when I was 11, my 11th birthday in 1999, picked up a camera for the first time, got it for my birthday, and just didn't stop for years. I made my first four films when I was 11, edited them together with 2 VHS recorders, and I loved it, and I still do, and I'm kind of getting back into that now. And with Backyard Productions, I loved The Empire Strikes Backyard, and I wanted to see more of their films. I'd heard that they'd done a Batman one. I heard that they did Doom Raiders, which is kind of an Indiana Jones style adventure movie spoof, I think. And the other one was Geriatric Park, which just sounded hilarious to me, but I couldn't find where to watch them back then. And I stuck around with the fan film community for a few years while I was still making films, but I never really wanted to make a fan film. Of course, like anyone who had a camera and watched Star Wars fan films, or was a fan of Star Wars, I did at one point think of doing a lightsaber battle, duel rather, in a forest, which is just like the biggest cliche of a Star Wars fan film. But the easiest thing to do, really, especially on a low budget. But although I did sneak in a little lightsaber duel in a forest, funnily enough, into one of my films in 2004 as a kind of homage to my love for fan films. But anyway, Backyard Productions, they made a sequel, the follow-up to The Empire Strikes Backyard, which was The Emperor's New Clones. I did see that, and I was so excited for it, but my memory is fuzzy now. I can't remember the the specifics of it. I guess it's because I only watched it once, whereas The Empire Strikes Back, I put it onto a disc and I took it home where I didn't have internet, and I watched it over and over again, and I'd show my cousin it and he'd love it and all that kind of stuff. So I just got more of an affinity with that and a fondness for that because I watched it so many times. So beginning of this year, you know, the past 2 years I've been on YouTube now, and I've told you my whole story about that. You guys know that, but I've got more into filmmaking because I've been picking up a camera, you know, pretty much every week of my life, and you know, if not every day, over the past couple of years, making all kinds of videos for YouTube. And it's got me back into filmmaking, and I almost cracked a pretty good film last year, but it kind of fell apart. Sorry, it is a swelteringly hot night in Norway. Yes, Norway. Oh, and I have to turn the fan off so that you can actually hear what I'm saying. So apologies for the Coke break. What was I saying? Yeah, so I've been getting back into the idea of filmmaking, and I thought, oh yeah, The Empire Strikes Back, I haven't seen that in years. Let's see if they're up to anything now. And they were making an original science fiction film, a feature called The Drift. Instantly I thought, that sounds cool. And secondly, wow, Backyard Productions is doing an original, serious kind of you know, feature. That is awesome. And I watched the trailer and I was just like blown away by it. I thought, wow, they must have really kind of exponentially expanded their budget for this one. And I looked at the budget, I can't remember where it is, it's on one of their kind of sites, and I think it was around £3,000. I don't know if that's gone further or anything like that, but it's in that ballpark, and that is just crazy, absolutely insane that a film that looks that good was made for that amount of money. And you know, these big films these days, they get just hundreds of millions of dollars poured into them, and it's just such a huge amount of money, you know. It's just and then you're talking another 100 million just for advertising and promotion and all that kind of stuff, and I could say it makes me feel sick, but it doesn't really. It's just such a high amount. It's not even worth thinking about, you know. It's like when you're in a plane, and you know, I don't like flying. I get slightly jittery, and I'm just such a negative kind of person anyway when thinking about what could happen. But when I'm up there in the plane, I just think, you know what, if this crashes, there is absolutely nothing I can do about it. We're so high up, it doesn't even matter, you know what I mean? That's a really bad analogy, but there you go, I'm going to keep it in there. So yeah, anyway, the money thing, you know, it's just a crazy amount of money. Kevin Smith is doing this film that he's kind of cobbled together in a month. It's a great story, by the way, you should check it out. Just go on his Facebook page, he's written out this huge story. And it's a really small film, and he's like, yeah, I just need $3 million to put it together. $3 million just for this little film that he's doing in like one location. So $3 grand, wow, just it's crazy. Anyway, so this video, I just wanted to tell you about The Drift and the stuff that Darren's doing and all his crew are doing at Backyard Productions, and how they're kind of making films for the sake of making films, for the fun of it, for, you know, the achievement of doing it, and for the love of doing it, I think. And there's no real monetary gain there, you know. I think I read somewhere as well that the money they make, I think, for some kind of, I think they did it before, goes to charity, you know. And I think that's just such an awesome way of doing things, and such an awesome way of looking at things, you know. And that they're not looking to make money off this. I'm sure that you know, anyone would like to, but in a situation like that, I think it's fantastic what they're doing. And yeah, so how can you find out more about The Drift? You can go to their website, Backyard Productions. That's bypuk.com. That's bypuk.com. I'll put the links down below anyway, in case you're too lazy to actually type it in yourself. They've got a Facebook page, you know, Backyard Productions, Twitter account, and YouTube. And this is the real cool one, YouTube. Again, Backyard Productions UK for their YouTube page, and I found out that Darren has been doing these incredible video diaries from almost day one of the kind of the conception of the whole, you know, idea of The Drift, and you get to see all the pre-production, the set building, you know, the makeup and all that kind of stuff, and just fun on set while they're, you know, building the sets, and then into production, and then post-production. And yeah, it's just an unprecedented look into what goes into making a film this big for that amount of money, you know. So if you're into filmmaking, and are an aspiring filmmaker like myself is very, very interesting, informative, and just fun to watch as well. They're funny videos, and I think you can learn something from them as well. And yeah, I got a lot of respect for Darren and everything that him and again all this crew are doing at Backyard Productions. I'm a huge fan of this project, The Drift, and I just want more people to see it. I want more pairs of eyes to kind of go on the Drift Diaries on YouTube and just to see the fan base grow for what I think is a great project, and one that I'm very excited to see the outcome of. So yeah, it's been very inspiring to me, and you know, I said that the Empire Strikes Backyard was very inspiring, and I didn't really ultimately do anything with that, but you know, it's never too late, and you've always got to start somewhere. So if you're watching this video now, you know, or if you go and watch the the trailer for The Drift, or the production videos, the web documentaries and all that kind of stuff, and you're a fan of films and you want to get into it, you know, you can pick up things, you know, and just pick up a camera, you know, and just start filming. You know, that's what I did. I just went out and started filming, and you know, again, I've been doing this for like 14 years, and I still know nothing really. I mean, I know how to film things and edit a fair, you know, I'm pretty competent at editing, but you know, I've got a lot to learn, and I feel like just watching these Drift Diaries, I'm learning stuff, I'm absorbing stuff, and it inspires me to keep going and pursue my dream of making films. And you know what? Would I like to direct a big $200 million movie? Sure, who wouldn't? You know, but ultimately, I'm completely and utterly content with the idea of living out the rest of my life making films for nothing. And I was content with that idea anyway, but seeing what they're doing over at Backyard Productions just kind of solidifies that for me, because it's such a worthwhile venture, and just a lot of fun. It's awesome. Thank you for watching this video. Again, definitely go check out The Drift, go check out Backyard Productions, and you know, go on the Facebook pages, like the Facebook page, share every time you see a photo, like it. You know, just it's really important just to kind of just get the kind of social media ball rolling, and then throw it to someone else, and then tell someone else about it. They can catch the ball and throw it to someone else. You know, that's how the word gets around. And you know, I think that the Drift, you know, it deserves more attention than it'll likely ever get, which seems like a bad way to put it, I guess. But you know, I really think that it deserves a lot more attention. So hopefully, you know, if just one person watches this video and goes and checks out The Drift, that'd be awesome. So again, thank you for watching. See you next time.
Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you, 'cause